without further ado, let us jump into the second league of the day and spin the wheel to see what deck we're playing next. D&T. So this is D&T, also known as Death and Taxes. It is often mono white, but there is a green and white version, which this version is. As our chat graciously says, this is big brain aggro. So basically what you're trying to do is mono-denial your opponent combined with a aggressive game plan. So we've got on the 1-drops, Giver of Runes, Delighted Halfling, and Aether Vial to get going faster and protect our creatures. And then the most notable card in the deck is Leonin Arbiter. Players can't search their libraries. Any player can pay 2 mana to ignore this. So Leonin Arbiter in combination with Ghost Quarter or Boseiju means you can hit your opponent's lands, and then if they don't have the 2 mana to pay for them, you just strip mine them. Now, of course, this also affects fetch lands as well, so this can just lock people out of the game if they have early fetch lands, which is why this deck cannot play any of its own fetch lands. You have, then apart from Leonin Arbiter, there is Samwise the Stout-Hearted, which gets back a permanent from your graveyard that died this turn into your hand, which includes things like Ghost Quarter or any other things that have died for any reason, and includes Evoked Solitudes. We've got Thalia to tax the opponent's non-creature spells for 1 mana. Malira, the Living Cure, which is very similar to Safi Eric's Daughter. It's a 2-mana creature that you can sacrifice to get a creature, and in this case an artifact, but it's going to basically always be a creature that died this turn, back into play after it died, which again can include Solitude that you evoked. Then you've got Archon of Emeria, is a Rule of Law effect, and also slows down the development of the opponent's non-basic lands. Boromir, which stops Cascade decks and other 0-mana stuff like Evoke Elementals from the opponent, and you can sack it to give your stuff indestructible. You've got Extraction Specialist to get any of these 2-mana creatures back into the play. Solitude, of course, doing its Solitude things. Sarah Paragon as a late-game card advantage engine to get back stuff, and you can also use it to keep getting back Ghost Quarters and whatnot to keep hitting your opponent. And then Questing Beast, because in the Ring meta, you need a way to hit your opponent when they have the Ring Fog effect going on. Some other lands to highlight is Iganjo Castle, which prevents 2 damage to legendary creatures, which in this deck is Malira, Thalia, Samwise, and Boromir. You've got Flagstones of Trocaire. Sometimes you can Ghost Quarter your own Flagstones to ramp, quote-unquote, Horizon Canopy to draw more cards, and that is basically the gist of that. Sideboarding, we've got Forge Tender for red decks, especially Burn, Path to Exile, Sanctifier Onvec, Worship, if your opponent has no way of getting rid of enchantments, Elish Norn, the Panharmonicon version, March of Otherworldly Light, Gadok Teague, and Soulless Jailer. So without further ado, let us jump into the second league of the day with D&T. Round 1 on the draw with D&T. Alright, this hand is not actually very good. It's got Giver, Paragon, Solitude, 3 lands. So the problem is, even though it has Giver of Runes, it's not really doing anything. It's very awkward, especially on the draw. On the draw, I think I need to be much faster than this, much more proactive. Alright, I'm going to mold this hand. Alright, well, it's not getting any better, so let's keep this and bin a Horizon Canopy. Opponent reveals Gigantha and plays Steam Vents, so they're probably Shadow. Plays Ragavan. Alright, well, let's play Giver of Runes. Pass to the opponent. Immediately bolts it, and I think, honestly, I have to just exile Ragavan. Alright, let's go Solitude, exile Boromir. 2 cards for the price of 1, but you gotta kill Ragavan off. Alright, they do have a second land, and they'll just fetch, before we even get Arbiter into play. Overgrown Tomb. Alright, is this Zoo? Oh, it's Zoo. Okay. Well, Leonin Arbiter. Pass back. Well, they just have Tribal Flames to kill it, unfortunately. There's another land. So we get attacked, and then why wouldn't you just fetch this before damage? Yep. So we are going to 17. And the opponent has another Ragavan. Alright. Okay, there's Archon. So they play Leyline Binding in their deck, so I don't necessarily want to play Boseiju down. So let's go Archon, pass it back. They have another Tribal Flames. Alright, 5 down to 11. Ragavan exiles Questing Beast. That would have been a nice draw. Territorial Kavu. Alright, so we can do what? Extraction, bring back Arbiter. So let's just, Extraction Specialist, then get back Arbiter. But unfortunately, I think we just gotta trade with stuff at this point. So this has to trade with Nacatl or Ragavan, and then we're taking just a tremendous amount of damage. Oh, and they have Leyline Binding. Alright, so they take this one, and then we trade with Ragavan and go to 2. They eat a guy out of our graveyard. Alright, block here. We're at 2. I don't see how we can get out of this. So I can Boseiju this to get Extraction Specialist back, and then I only have 1 blocker and we die. Yep, that's the game. Okay, Zoo, let's see. Worship. They have Leyline Binding, so I want Path to Exile. I definitely want Forge Tender. March of Otherworldly Light to kill their guys. Not all of their creatures are red for Sanctifier, but a good number of them are red. What else? Worship can be good if we have things like Sanctifier that they can't kill. Although it does get Leyline binded. So let's put this in. And then Questing Beast, I'm not racing them. What else? Thalia is pretty poor in this matchup. What else? This basically makes their lands come in tapped, which is fine, but not great. Let's cut that. It doesn't line up well with their creatures either. Extraction Specialist itself isn't even particularly good against them. This. Let's see. Malira, definitely keep that. So what else can I lose? Late Game Engine, don't need it. One of the Sams. One of the Boromirs. Actually, Boromir doesn't line up well against their creatures either, right? Yeah, cut that. And then an Aether Vial. All right, let's do that. On the play, Game 2 versus Zoo. All right, this hand's not great, but it's capable. All right, Razor Verge, Aether Vial, go. So turn 2, Leonin Arbiter is going to be pulling a lot of the work in this matchup. Aether Vial, tick up. All right, land Arbiter, pass it back. All right, well, they just have a Shock Land, and they can even cast Leyline Binding with this, which it looks like is what they're going to do, probably. Or Prismatic Ending, something that kills Leonin. No, they're just not? Huh. All right, they're going to end step and doing it. Leyline Binding. Target our Aether Vial. Huh. All right. Well, let's just blast their Triome. I really want to get some kind of value out of this. So yeah, let's just go Flagstones, Sage you that, and then just go to combat and attack them. They just have another Triome. Green, Wild Nicottle. Ooh, Ghost Quarter as well. All right, so Ghost Quarter, blow this up. And then Samwise get Ghost Quarter back. Target Ghost Quarter. And then the ring will make Sam our ring bearer, I guess. And then just pass back to them because I don't want to trade with this Wild Nicottle. All right, combat. They're actually attacking us? Huh, all right, no blocks. Plays another Nicottle. We drew Giver of Runes, so let's just Ghost Quarter their remaining land. And then I can just attack with both of these. Swing, swing. They can trade, that's fine. They're not going to trade. All right, Horizon Canopy. Oh no, I've played a land. Play Giver, and then just go. Fair and fun magic, right, folks? We drew Worship. All right, play this. Combat. Just swing with both of these, and if they block anything, I can just give her to pro green it. Swing, swing. All right. Draw a card with Canopy. Play Delighted Halfling. Go. All right, we won. On to game number 3. So now we're on the draw. So what is changing, if anything? Not sure. This is probably fine. All right, submit this. This hand looks pretty good to me, so we'll keep that. Windswept Heath. Crack. Get a Sacred Foundry. Plays Ragavan. All right, here's Burnton Forge Tender. Fetch, so if they bind it, I choose Ragavan and they don't deal any damage this turn. Yeah, the other Triome. All right, sack, choose Ragavan. So now let's just march this. All right, march this. Eat Ragavan. Second main. Opponent plays Sign of Draco. All right, so I can either go Arbiter, Ghost Quarter your land, or I can go Arbiter plus Giver of Runes. I don't want to lose lands because I want to get up to 5 for Elesh Norn, but that might not be possible. I also can Samwise next turn. All right, so let's play Besage You, and then let's go Arbiter, Giver, and pass it back. Play a fetch land. All right, Leyline Binding. They can eat our Arbiter. Then Draco hits us for 4. We go to 16. There's Worship. Well, I'm not doing anything else, so let's just attack with Giver of Runes. They've already used 2 bindings as well. I guess they could have Orcish Bowmasters, so it's actually not good to attack. All right, play Worship. End of turn, they fetch. Savai Triome. All right, we go to 12. They have 3 cards. Steam Vents, Shock, Red, Tribal Flames Us. They only have 1 card left in their hand. So the only move I can think here is Solitude the Draco and then Samwise get Solitude back. But I have to pitch Norn to do that. That's all I can think to do. They have answers to Worship in their deck, so there's no guarantee we'll be able to hold on to it. They could still have Bowmasters, so there's no point in attacking, so let's just pass it to them. All right, combat, Draco. Well, unfortunately, we got to do this. So exile Norn and kill that. Red, green. Put Gigantha in hand. Land. All right, Samwise. Bolting Giver of Runes. Okay, so Samwise, get back Solitude. And then back to us. So Ringbearer is it can't be blocked, sort of. All right, just play this land, and then I guess if they dash a Ragavan, nah, that's fine. I can just attack them. If they dash a Ragavan, it means they're not casting Gigantha. All right, they have Gigantha, 1 unknown card. They fetch, getting Temple Garden, and then they're just gonna play Gigantha, right? Yep, there's Gigantha. All right, just play Solitude in main, kill Gigantha, then attack with Samwise. Red-green Sign of Draco. All right. Aether Vial. Well, path that. Stubborn Denial. All right. So no more attacks. Let's just play Aether Vial and pass the turn. If you're just joining the stream, we're playing Death and Taxis. Taxis because of all the white and yellow. All right, well, we can't block that, so we go to 3. Put Aether Vial onto 1 counter. No, there's Delighted Halfling, so yeah, well, we can't block anything they're doing, so let's just swing here. All right, they're at 10, we're at 6. We have Worship in play. They can't kill us before they answer that or kill all of our guys. Sign of Draco attacks us. We go to 2. Opponent casts Nishoba Brawler. Okay. Activate Aether Vial. Put Delighted Halfling into play. Aether Vial goes up to 2 counters. We drew Solitude. All right. Solitude that, and they take 6 and go to 4. Let's do it. Eat their Brawler. Then go to combat. Swing everything. So we lose to Dramoka's command or Binding plus Burn spell. Opponent Tribal Flames one of our Solitudes. And then they've given up on attacking us. Do I want to put this on 3 or 2? I probably just want to leave it on 2, right? Yeah, I'll leave it on 2. There's Boromir. So I can play Boromir, sack it, attack with everything. They put this in front of Solitude. That seems bad. We just don't have good attacks right now, right? Oh, they can't actually block Samwise. So let's go Boromir, and then combat, swing. All right, pass back to them. So if I make Solitude our Ring Bearer, then I can gain some life potentially out of here, but it's probably not actually worthwhile to do that. All right, Vial, no tick up. There's Flagstones. Not actually helpful. So, attack with everything. They block one of these and they take 6 and go to 1. And then we have them dead next turn. Swing, 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 swing. Block Solitude. Go to 1. Yeah, seems good. Attack all. All right, so block there. Take 6, go to 1. We go to 8. Pass the turn. We got the GGs from our opponent. All right, going on to round number 2. Round 2, and we're on the play. All right, this is a not great but reasonable hand to keep, so I will keep this. Let's play Razor Virgin, pass. Opponent plays Wooded Foothills, cracks, gets Stomping Ground, plays Abundant Harvest. They reveal DRC and Abundant Growth. Or no, they just revealed DRC. All right, well, we just run out Arbiter and hope they can't kill it. Go ahead, opponent. Shocked and Stomping Ground. Desperate Ritual. Darcy. Bauble. What is this deck? Kept whatever it is on top. Ren's Resolve. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. So it's green-red prowess is what it's looking like. Okay, that resolves. There's another DRC and a mountain. All right, back to us. And we draw for turn. Ooh, Boseiju. So I can go Malira, Boseiju, one of your lands. Choose another target creature, artifact. Okay, so Canopy, play Malira. They still are on 2 lands because they have a mountain next turn, but... So it might actually be better to just not do that. I guess I can always get... I can evoke Solitude and then I can get Solitude back and kill both Darcys. So that's probably the plan. It's Boseiju one of the lands. All right, attack with Arbiter, right? Or no. They've got land, sorcery, instant. So they can get Delirium at instant speed. All right, never mind. Boseiju one of your lands. And then just pass to them. So they're going to cast this other DRC. And then I'll go Solitude, eat both of them. Mountain. Go to combat. No blocks. Take 3 to 16. Plays Darcy. Bauble. There's Poetic Ritual and Monomorphose into the graveyard. Well, I don't have to do it now, so let's just upkeep us. Delighted Halfling. I'm going to almost certainly just draw with this Canopy, so... The problem is, like, if I Solitude and they just bolt it, draw a card. Do Thalia. Alright, that's pretty good. So, Flagstones, play Thalia, and now they have to... Ooh, okay, so they don't have it. So then let's just go evoke Solitude, kill this one, and then choose another creature when it dies. Then it comes back, kill this one, and then combat, swing with Arbiter. All right, so 6 cards. They're the prowess decks and are being taxed. There's a land, pays for Arbiter to go fetch. All right, gets a mountain, plays Darcy. All right, so let's swing with just Solitude then. 15 to 19, play land, play Halfling, pass the turn. 2 mana. Reckless Impulse for all their mana. Surveilling land to the graveyard. They have Bauble and Grape Shot, and they can play the Bauble. So they shock Stomping Ground, plays Bauble. Surveilled another Bauble. Then they attack. We don't block because we can't. And then it's back to us. Cracks Bauble on upkeep. Another Halfling. So play Halfling. And then just attack with everything. So they're down to 5. They draw off the Bauble. So they have a Grape Shot. They have to spend 3 mana in order to cast this. So they could go 2 mana to kill Thalia with something and then Grape Shot something else. Yeah, Bolt Thalia. So if they have Underworld Breach, now they can just do a bunch of ritualing. Desperate Ritual. Grape Shot targeting Solitude, and I guess they can kill Solitude and that's it, right? They only have 3 Grape Shots. So it's going to be 2 to Solitude, 1 to us. And they just fizzled their last mana, then they attack us, and then they're almost dead on the backswing. Canopy, draw card, a Gonjo. Alright, combat, swing all, Monomorphose, surveilled away Abundant Harvest, make double red, casts Breach. Alright, now we just lose the game, because now they can go Ritual, Ritual, they can like Ritual a bunch of times and cast Grape Shot. How many times can they do this? Or they have a Bolt in their graveyard, right? So they can just cast Bolt a whole bunch. So just a bunch of Rituals happening. They have a lot of cards in their graveyard. Storm count is 5. Plays another Darcy. So Ritual. And then they can Grape Shot us, and then they can Breach back the Grape Shot, and we die. Yep. Alright, what's good? Sanctifier on Vec has to be incredible in this matchup. Soulless Jailer. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. That's gotta be good. Path to Exile and Burnt and Forge Tender. They may not have an answer to Worship either, and March of Otherworldly Light, so just like bring everything in. Cut anything that's slow. That's slow. Extraction Specialist doesn't matter in this matchup when they're only creatures. I guess it matters if they kill Thalia and then you get Thalia back. Yeah, so it does matter to some degree. Leonin Arbiter might not be great because they can operate on very little mana. Let's see. I just want like everything. I just basically want to kill their Darcys off. Let's cut Aether Vial. Yeah, it's like, what can we even cut here? So this is only good if they kill Thalia and then we get Thalia back, right? So we don't need that. This is good for stopping Baubles, but nothing else. This is fine, but we don't strictly need it. We're bringing in a lot of spells, so we can probably cut Vial. And then how relevant is Giver of Runes here? It's very relevant for protecting Thalia. Cut 1 Arbiter. All right, let's try that. On the play for game 2. This hand's not very good, is it? Forge Tender, Samwise Worship. They may not have an answer to Worship, but they probably do. All right, keep. All right, Plains, Burnton, go. They didn't do anything, so let's go. Man, I don't want to play this for 0 value, so let's just play Razor Verge and then not attack in case they have Ragavan. So next turn I can go, what? Canopy, I still don't have enough to do both. They fetch, get Stomping Ground, tapped, Goblin and Archimancer. Red and green spells cost 1 less. Leonin Arbiter, Ghost Quarter, seems good to me. Let's do this now, blow this up, and pass it back. Despite the fact that I can't get Sam back with that, but that's fine. Want to do it now to hopefully try to stifle their mana. Alright, well, I'm not stifling their mana. Bolts this. Alright, well, sack this. Choose the Bolt. Well, they have Grape Shot, so they're going to Grape Shot the Arbiter. Unfortunate. Ooh, Thalia's a great draw. Thalia, pass it back. So now their spells are just even on the attacks. Another an Archimancer, and a tap land. Alrighty then. Ooh, this is rough. So just playing Worship here doesn't actually do anything, so let's draw a card. Alright, play this, play Sam, get the Canopy back. And then the Ring Bearer will be, I don't know, does it matter? The Ring Bearer will be Sam himself, or Thalia. I guess Thalia, sure. Thalia's the Ring Bearer. Go ahead. I guess, yeah, swing with Thalia. No, not swing with Thalia, because then they can just trade a guy. I guess it's the same thing whether they trade a guy or don't trade a guy. Yeah, swing. Alright, so they don't block. They go to 15. Fetches with Tarn, gets a mountain. So they have all the mana in the world. Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual. Alright, so they have Breach. Yeah, so we're dead. Or we're close to dead. Let's see. They don't actually have that much graveyard fodder to escape with. So their best move is to what? Grape Shot twice? Yeah, so Grape Shot twice. They can just kill both of these off. Grape Shot the rest of us. Then they Grape Shot again. What's the storm count? Storm count 5. So we go to 11, and then they attack, and we go to 7, and we go to, yeah, 7. And then I need to find something to do. Put Gigantha in hand. Yep, and they attack. Breach dies. Yikes, this is just awful. So let's see. They're gonna, if they draw land, they play Gigantha. So they attack with both of these. I Gonjo one of them and go to 5. Because just playing Worship does nothing. I guess it sets me up for if I draw a creature next turn, I can survive. But if I don't, it's more mana efficient to play Worship, I suppose. So I go Worship, and then I have I have 2 shots to find a creature. Yeah, I guess that's it. So it's play Beseiju, play Worship, go. Because the alternative is a Gonjo this thing, but then if I just go land number 5, Gigantha, we're dead. Oh, Gigantha costs less, right. It's not just their instants and sorceries that get cheaper. What is this? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, deal 2 damage to each opponent. We did not draw a creature, Jesus Christ. Alright, draw a creature, sacrifice this to draw. We drew a creature, play Giver of Runes, go ahead. Instant or sorcery equals 2 damage to the opponent. Alright, no blocks. We're at 1. DRC. Whew. Alright, I can Solitude. Probably DRC is the best hit because it's the thing that's going to fix their draws the most. I have to lose a Gonjo in order to play that without killing myself, but that's fine. Play that, play Solitude, kill Darcy, And then we just pass, and then we have Giver plus another creature. Bauble. All right, they bauble us on our upkeep. Barrington Forge Tender, yet another fantastic creature to draw on this board. Canopy, draw a card, play this tapped. Or no, I played a land this turn already. All right, pass. Bauble, and then they draw for turn. Ren's Resolve. Another Ren's Resolve in Darcy. Casts Darcy. Cat. What are they doing? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Oh, they just have another inscription. Okay. All right. Ren's Resolve, a bunch of triggers. All right, exile the top two, Bauble and a land. Plays the land, plays Bauble. Do they have an out to this other than, I guess they can just like kill all of our guys, potentially? Bauble us. So what if I just make this pro red and start hitting them? Then I still have Burnt and Forge Tender to protect from stuff. That's probably fine, right? We can't just sit here doing nothing forever. Yeah, all right, so target this, give it pro red, combat, swing, and play this tapped, and pass. So then they draw with their Bauble, draw for turn. Pyretic Ritual, very well. Reckless Impulse, I'm just gonna yield to these. Yield to the Surveilling as well. That resolves. Abundant Harvest plus Breach. So Breach can Grape Shot again. Abundant Harvest, Lightning Bolt, yikes. So I guess I just shouldn't have attacked or given this pro red. I felt like I just had to start hitting them because just waiting around they'll eventually find an out. But now this is their out. I guess they can't kill Forge Tender, right? Regardless, so Forge Tender will just stick around forever. All right. Even if they kill everything else. All right, Canopy, draw a card, Samwise, get back this, and then choose a Ring Bearer. It's the Solitude, I guess. So next turn they go Breach, and then they can breach a bunch of stuff. So we gotta keep two creatures around. I can go like Giver, make Solitude, pro red, and then we get to keep two creatures. All right, pass the turn to them. Bolt, Giver of Runes. Well, that's no longer an option then. Sure, but they can't kill Forge Tender regardless, right? So that's fine. Sure. Giver dies. Ren's Resolve again. Why are we on my priority right now when it's them resolving stuff? What in the world just happened? Okay. We done glitched. Okay. Yeah, this happened. Thank you, Moto. Yeah, indeed, these things have occurred. They are now reoccurring. Chat, how do I report a bug? Online, sorry, Magic Moto has encountered an error. The system will attempt to replay to its last known stable state and retry the last action. If the replay is unsuccessful, a new game will be started. Okay. We're not back there yet, right? No, we're still going. All right. So the last point we were at is Bolt, Giver of Runes, apparently. Nope. I won the die roll. I would like to be on the play. All right. I don't know what the F happened there. Mulligan this hand. All right. Keep this, throw a Delighted Halfling back in my deck. Okay, let's just play Giver on turn one. Pass the turn. And yeah, okay, Bauble, Forge Tender. All right, Arbiter, and then they'll fetch in response. And then just pass the turn, holding up Giver for Arbiter. Bauble draw. All right, swing with Arbiter. Swing. Canopy, play Forge Tender. Bolt this in response. In response, target this for red. Then Forge Tender resolves. Let's get this other Arbiter out here. Pass the turn. All right. Oh, Anthalia, they're just super dead. All right, we won. Sideboard time. Okay, so basically they're just like... So Boromir doesn't do anything. Leonin and Arbiter is way worse on the draw. Elishnorn... What is Elishnorn stops Breach, but it comes down pretty late. No, Elishnorn doesn't stop Breach. So Soulless Jailer prevents them from flashing anything back with Breach. Extraction Specialist gets back Thalia, which is not great, but it's fine. Samwise is just okay in this matchup, it seems. Arbiter... I guess that's fine. Yeah, submit this. We only have one land, so we have to mull. All right, keep this and then put a land back. What's the best land to put back? Probably Ghost Quarter, or maybe just basic plant. Yeah, just put back Ghost Quarter. Sure, done. All right, turn one, Forge Tender. Pass the turn. The next turn we play Soulless Jailer, and then we play Giver. Reckless Impulse gets Mountain and Ritual. All right, so Plains, Soulless Jailer, attack with Forge Tender. So these are exiled, so he can't actually play this ritual. An Archimancer, Monomorphos, red and green, Monomorphos again, DRC. So we can lose to this DRC, but we've stopped their breach plans and we've stopped any casting of Reckless Impulse and Ren's Resolve. All right, so if they have Grape Shot, then, okay, no. Gigantha, back to us. All right, Halfling, Giver of Runes. I guess I'm not blocking anything, so let's just attack with Forge Tender. Nah, I'm not winning by beating them for 1 damage, so let's just keep this back just to block any of this stuff as necessary. So, Fire Inscription, it's shock for every instant and sorcery, right? Yeah. Ring Bearer. Alright, they don't have any attacks, so Archon of Amir is also a good draw. I could also just Solitude this an Archomancer right now. That seems probably the best option because this is what's cheapening all their spells. All right, cast Solitude, kill an Archomancer. All right, at this point I will attack with Forge Tender. Storm versus D&T, the old classic. Another Darcy, and they're not casting anything? Huh. I can swing with Solitude, and if they try to trade, that's fine. Swing here and here. Looks like no blocks, gain some life. All right, let's play Archon. Archon of Emeria. Pyretic Ritual in response. We get shocked by the Fiery Inscription, and then 2 Surveils. Narcomancer to the graveyard. Foothills to the graveyard. Ritual resolves. All right, and then they just... So they're just doing that just to surveil, I guess. Trying to set up their next draws. Well, the Darcys have Delirium, finally. So they attack, and we do not block. We go to 14. Plays another Darcy. Ooh, another Archon. All right, combat. Swing here and here. I'm going to save this if they block it. No blocks. All right, so they're on the race me with all the Darcys plan. Play Archon. And go. And then I guess I'm just like double blocking on one of these because it's going to be hard to win the race. Desperate Ritual. This stuff all goes off. Rape Shot to the graveyard. Foothills to the graveyard. So double block on one of them. Abundant Harvest to get all the triggers. Very well. They got Reckless Impulse in their hand. So then I just double block one of them, and then whichever one they put first, I save that one. So this is the first blocker, right? The one that's on top. So I give this one pro red. All right, back to us. March of Otherworldly Light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're dead unless they have some kind of burn spell. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. So if I attack with Giver of Runes, then they die. But I have to attack with it, which means I can't pro my guys. Which means I can kill Solitude, then I don't gain the life that I need. And then I can march back. All right, let's sack this to draw. Sage you. All right, go to combat. Swing, 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 swing. All right, we got it. On to round number 3. All right, round 3 on the play. We've got an Arbiter. We've got 2 Thalias. All right, I will keep. Opponent mulls to 6. Mulls to 5. All right, Razorverge Thicket, cast Delighted Halfling. Go. All right, here comes Yawgmoth. So, ooh. Arbiter. Ghost Koro your land. You just got D&T'd. There's another land. Young Wolf. So, Plains, cast Thalia. Then Besage you this. And then I don't have good attacks actually, so just pass the turn. Opponent has keeping up with the lands here. Another Wolf. All right. Plains, cast Sarah Paragon. Go. We have 1. All right, Yawgmoth. What do I want? Path to Exile. Permanent cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Shuts on Dying Off. Shuts off. What does Elishnorn do in this matchup? Does she do anything? Not really. March of Otherworldly Light to eat stuff. Worship doesn't affect Zulaport Cutthroat. So those, and then what's coming out? Questing Beast not necessary in this matchup. Boromir doesn't do anything. Archon may be able to slow them down. Thalia's pretty bad here. Let's see, Gaddock Teague. Mana value 4 or greater can't be cast. So Gaddock Teague shuts off Court of Calling. So that's probably fine. All right, submit that. Game 2 on the draw versus Yawgmoth. All right, we've got Gaddock, Leonin Arbiter, Extraction Specialist, Delighted Halfling. Looks good. Opponent, Blooming Marsh, and passes. All right, so let's play Delighted Halfling and pass the turn back. Swamp, Wall of Roots, back to us. Okay, so Plains. What's the best move here? Arbiter to prevent them from searching their deck, plus a Giver of Runes. Arbiter, Giver, go. Shuts off fetch lands and makes Court of Calling more expensive. Opponent plays Delighted Halfling off the Wall of Roots. Go for the throat on Arbiter. All right, so land, and then we can do what? Archon. So Gaddock Teague just straight up shuts off Court of Calling, which is probably better than playing Archon here. I can also Extraction Specialist the Arbiter back to play. So I have 4 mana. I go Extraction, this back, Giver. Seems good. Cast Extraction Specialist, get this back. Play another Giver of Runes, and pass. So they have access to 4 mana, which means if they have Yawgmoth, they can play it. But they clearly don't, otherwise I believe they would have just slammed it last turn or just immediately. Green mana with Wall of Roots. Plays Grist. Create a token. Alright. So we need to kill Grist off. They have 3 blockers. I can't attack with Arbiter, so I think I just pro-green this and hit it for 3. Target this, make it pro-green. And then combat, swing at Grist. Then let's play Gaddock Teague or Archon. If they have Cord, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they have to pay 2, so they can Cord for X's 2. Yeah, let's just play Gaddock Teague. I guess I'm going to draw with this anyway, so let's just do it now. Alright, well, pass the turn. Plus is Grist. Hits another Grist, so they get 2 tokens. Green. Okay, they just have Yawgmoth now. So game is pretty much over. They murder all of our creatures, draw a million cards, targeting this giver. Very well. All right, what's the other creature they're most likely to target? Probably Arbiter, because they were trying to get rid of it earlier. So target this, name black. All right, and at this point I have no responses to what they're doing. So, and any creature I try to pro through them doesn't work. So I give this like pro black. They can block it with these green creatures, so they can just shoot it. All right, try to give this pro black. Huh, didn't expect that to work. Combat. Attack Grist, and they can block here or here. So they just chump and then shoot something. They're just sacking to target the Arbiter, okay. Block here, and they'll just shoot Arbiter again. Targeting Giver of Runes, okay. So what am I doing post-combat? Extraction Specialist get this Giver of Runes back, or I just play Archon. Let's play Archon. So they're being taxed by a lot of things, but every creature they play can shoot stuff, so... And they can make free creatures with Grist. All right, Delighted Halfling. And now they can't play anything new until they get rid of Archon. So they could make a creature and then sack all 3 to kill the Archon. Grist, make a token. Or no, minus. They could do that too, sure. So they're going to minus, I presume, the Wall of Roots. No, the Halfling. Killing Archon. Sacking Wall of Roots to put a counter here. And then they're going to proliferate and kill all 3 of these. Yeah, and put Grist to 2. Zulaport Cutthroat. And then I have no way of getting Grist off the field or Yawgmoth. We drew Beseiju, so I can do what? I can go Extraction Specialist, bring back a thing, but that doesn't matter, because then they just keep shooting stuff next turn. If I attack Grist with both of these, they can get a free block in with one, or they can just go Zulaport on one, sack it, hit the other one. Then they at least lose their Zulaport. Alright, let's attack Grist. Swing at Grist. So block there for free, block there, block there, block there. Okay, so saves Grist, loses their Zulaport, and I lose one of my guys. All right, so those are the blocks. And then they're sacking the Zulaport to put a counter here. After all of that happened, they're still at 15. All right, play Beseiju, and then what? If I get Aether Vial here, or I can Samwise get back Gadok Teague, but then they're not stacked. But they're not stacked anyway, because Grist is just not getting killed. So, all right, play this new one. Get back, I guess, Arbiter. But they're still untapping with Yawg 4 mana and a Grist, and 6 cards. Grist, make a token, land, play Strangleroot Geist. They sack, shoot Arbiter, then it comes back. They put a counter here, and then they can proliferate all of these guys and kill all of them. Yeah, alright. Yawgmoth, same deal. What's Questing Beast? Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So this is only relevant if I'm attacking Grist, or them. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's just run this back. We basically just need to stack them out of the game before they can get Yawg online. Alright, on the play for the game, and we have 1 land and it's a Ghost Quarter, so mulligan. Alright, fine, keep that. What am I putting back? What is the way I win this? I go Giver into Solitude, Sam, get back Solitude? That seems so bad. Alright, put Gadok Teague away. Plains, play Giver of Runes, pass the turn. Verdant, fetch, get an Overgrown Tomb, plays Gilded Goose. Wow, really? Okay. And I have nothing to do here, so just play this tapped and go. Blooming Marsh, Wall of Roots. Alright, so I guess we kill Wall of Roots and then pick this back up with Sam. So, exile, Giver, this comes in, eat Wall of Roots. They actually are cording for 0 here, for Dryad Arbor. Alright, and this dies, and then I get it back with Sam. Get Solitude back. My Ring Bearer will be Sam. Pass the turn. Shieldred. We can kill that eventually. Alright, draw, trigger. So go to play that, and then play Soulless Jailer, and then just hope to draw land to kill Shieldred. I guess I'm not blocking them, so I may as well just attack with Samwise. Swing. Then they go back up to 17 with their Shieldred. Yawgmoth. Now it's game over, because they have Shieldred plus Yawgmoth. I don't even know. Make this pro-black until the end of turn. I guess I can shoot Dryad Arbor, so they draw 1 less card, but then we can't cast Solitude. Alright, that resolves. Block here. Shieldred trigger. Alright, we did draw it, but we have to kill Yawgmoth, unfortunately. The greater power, right? Can't be blocked creatures with greater power. So Beseiju, and then we just have to Solitude Yawgmoth. Kill Yawgmoth. Respond by shooting Giver of Runes. And they're going to use the Goose to shoot Giver of Runes again. Sacking the Goose, it looks like. Shooting Giver. Alright. Then exile Yawgmoth, and then I'd say how we possibly win this. They're 5 cards ahead of us on their turn, and have a Shieldred in play. Am I blocking? I guess I'm not chump blocking, so swing with Samwise. And then pass it to them. Wall of Roots, plays Delighted Halfling, Swamp, so they're just not attacking us. Alright, well, Shieldred we go to 13. Let's play a Gonjo, and then attack with Sam. Actually, no. Attacking with Sam doesn't matter because they just block it with Wall of Roots. Yeah, just pass the turn, I guess. Another Delighted Halfling. So we have to what? Like, they have to brick and we have to draw Solitude to kill Shieldred? Well, they've got Chord of Calling, so they can just Chord for Yawg again. And that's the game. Yeah, Chord for Yawgmoth. I don't need to see it. You got it. All right, on to round number 4. All right, round 4 on the play. Or on the... No, on the draw. Let's see. We've got a good curve. I guess we'll keep. Opponent plays Polluted Delta. All right, well, let's go a Gonjo Aether Vial. Yeah. Opponent fetches. Shocks and Stomping, or Watery Grave, so they're going to Spell Pierce this. Thought Scour. Really? Thought Scouring away. Bolt, Orcish Bowmasters. Steam Vents. Turn 2, 5/5 Murktide. Fair and Balanced Magic. Thankfully, we've got the Fair and Balanced Solitude to kill it. Aether Vial goes up a counter. All right, what am I doing here? Shock this in. I guess I'm playing Thalia, and then I'm Solitude, getting rid of Extraction Specialist to kill Murktide. Thalia. Exile this one. Kill Murktide. Opponent fetches. Gets an island. Oh, they have Orcish Bowmasters, right? Oh no, Fatal Push. Okay, at least it's not Bowmasters. I did debate pitching Giver instead of Extraction Specialist. All right, Vial. Put Giver Runes into play. And it's just going to die to a Bolt. Yep. All right, Aether Vial up to 2 counters. Drawing Archon. Right, Archon it is. Drown in the Lock on Archon. Sure. Aether Vial. I think I still keep it on 2, right? I have more 2s than 3s. All right, play Giver. I guess I should draw with this. All right, won't play that. Do I even play that? Nah. Pass the turn in case I draw Arbiter and then I can like double strip them. They're playing K-Com. All right, both our things die. Here's a new Giver of Runes. Here's Beseiju. Pass the turn. Castle Vantress. Drown in the Lock. And another Murktide. Yep, and another Murktide. We take almost lethal, right? We take 8 down to 9. I guess there are ways I can get out of this. Go ahead. 8 down to 9. We have to draw Solitude and them not have a counterspell, basically. Well, we've got another turn. There's no way. I'm not going to bother with this. All right, Path to Exile. What else? Sanctifier is not really useful. They have Drown in the Lock. They have non-red spells. Worship might matter. Maybe. Probably not, though. They've got to have an Otawara in their deck, right? And they could just have kill spells to kill all of our guys. Let's see. They are playing red kill spells, so Burnt and Forge Tender's probably good. But they also have Drown in the Lock and Fatal Push, so no, it isn't. So what's bad? Archon of Emeria really doesn't do anything in this matchup. Norn's just good value if we're trading value. And then what? One of these Boromirs can go. All right, let's run this. So opponent is on Grixis Murktide, and it looks like pretty controlling. We didn't see Ragavan or anything, but they could have just not had them, I suppose. All right, game 2 on the play. We've got Aether Vial, Thalia. Rest of the hand's not very good, but we'll keep this. All right, Razor Verge, play Aether Vial. Pass the turn. Polluted Delta. Fetch, Watery Grave, shock it in, blue, Thought Scour themselves, Fatal Push Orcish Bowmasters to the graveyard. All right, Aether Vial, take up, land, play Thalia, pass the turn. Steam Vents tapped, okay. Vial up to 2. Ooh, Melira. So, let's see. Probably just play Melira and then Vial and Samwise if it matters later. So Horizon Canopy, Melira, then attack with Thalia, and pass the turn. What can they play for 1? Oh, they're cycling Lorien revealed. Triple blue. So it's, yeah, Murktide is a 6/6. What do I see? I can make one of these a Ring Bearer to attack them, but I'm not winning that race anyway. All right, so this, no tick up. All right, let's draw a card. Drew Ghost Quarter, that really doesn't help. So let's go Razor Verge, and then Samwise, pick this back up, and then make Melira the Ring Bearer. And then we go Combat, swing just here because they can't block it. All right, so they go to 12, but they have a 6/6 Murktide in play. 4 mana. They opted not to attack. All right, back to our turn. No tick up on the Vial. Ooh, Norn. But that's just not going to resolve, right? Yeah, there's no way. So I guess I just keep attacking with this Melira and see what happens. Yeah, all right. Swing with Melira. Dress down. Your Ring Bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Is this an ability that this has? Or is it just... Does that not work or does that work? You get an emblem named the ring if you don't have one. Then your emblem gains its next ability and you choose a creature you control to become or remain your Ring Bearer. So the emblem has the abilities. Dress down doesn't. Okay. So this should still be able to attack through it. All right, so just play Canopy and pass the turn. Blue colorless. Thought Scour themselves. Puts Culligan's Command and Steam Vents in the graveyard. All right, they're attacking us. We obviously don't block because we can't. We take 6, go to 14. Second main phase. Well, they're playing another Murktide, but they should have just played that pre-combat. Right, so sack the Canopy, and then I guess Violin Sam, or cast it, doesn't matter which one. Put Sam into play. So whichever Sam, doesn't matter. So I keep a Sam. Then this one gets back Horizon Canopy. Yeah, so Horizon Canopy comes back. Then pick this, there's the Ring Bearer still. Then this Murktide comes in. And now this is massively lethal, right? It's 13 here. So I get to loot with this. What would I put on 3? We cut most of this stuff, right? I guess I'll tick it up. All right, another Aether Vial ain't gonna cut it. So let's just swing here and loot. Swing here, loot. Discard this Aether Vial because it's irrelevant at this point in the game. And we drew another land. So they go to 6, and then we just have nothing to do. So Canopy, draw a card. There's Leonin Arbiter. But I ticked this up, so I can't play it and Beseiju or Ghost Quarter them. All right, pass it back. Could have gotten the 3rd level in the ring if you got Sam back. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because they're not able to block it anyway. The 4th level would be the one that matters. I guess I could have like looped the Sams. They're just attacking with one of them. So yeah, I guess that would have been the choice. I should have looped them so that I got the 4th one. All right, well, I literally can't do anything, so let's just go back to my turn. Don't tick this up, I guess. How do I not lose this? I have to find a way to kill both of these, or just kill this one, actually. So leave this alone. I have to be able to do it this turn as well. Another land. All right, so we're loot. So swing here. They can't block. I can swing here and here, and they block one of those, and it puts them to 1. But they're dead next turn anyway. So this has to find something, basically. Yeah, so just swing here. Loot. We drew another friggin' land. All right, that is the game then. Round number 5. So if I had swapped the Sams around, I would have legend ruled one of them. Yeah, I could have won that game. So I would have swapped the Sams around. One gets the other one back, and then I get to ring level 3. And then I swap them again and get to ring level 4, and that's just enough to hit them for lethal. These things are almost always so much clearer in hindsight when you're not under pressure. All right, what is this hand doing? We're on the draw. It's an Aether Vial with Sam and Horizon Canopy, or Sam plus Solitude if we draw more white cards. So I go Vial, and then if we draw any other white card, I can go Evoke, Sam, get Solitude back, or I can just get Horizon Canopy back, but it's otherwise very slow. I'll keep Copperline Gorge. So scales, yeah, okay. Another Solitude. So Razor Verge, Vial, pass. Inkmoth Nexus. So Ballista for 2. Still no reason to do anything. All right, so Aether Vial, tick it up. Another Solitude. All right, so Razor Verge Thicket, and then just pass. And if they play Ravager or something, then I have to do it. Even if they just attack, I probably still just have to do it. Ancient Stirrings, Hangerback Walker, another land, plays Ravager. All right, response, Solitude, exiling another Solitude, kill that. So they're just gonna ping us twice, of course. Then it dies, ability fizzles, Ravager resolves. All right, Samwise, get this back, and Sam becomes the Ring Bearer. All right, Vial up to 2. Well, there's another Vial, and I can Solitude this if I need to as well. I guess I have to do it the moment they try to play Hangerback Walker. Or I guess I have to do it now, right? Because if they just untap and they go like Hangerback Walker and I go response shoot it, then they just animate Inkmoth Nexus, they kill Ravager off, and then Inkmoth Nexus is too big. So if that's the case, I should draw first to see if I'm getting something else. So draw with Horizon Canopy. All right, it's not another white card, so play Vial. And then I just have to do this now, unfortunately. Kill the Ravager off, and then attack with Sam, pass the turn. Another Inkmoth, plays Hangerback. Hey, how are you doing? Glad to catch you live. I enjoy your YouTube videos a lot. Well, thank you. All right, put these Vials on the stack. This one is the one that's on 0, so tick that up and leave this one as is, or tick that up as well. Yeah, tick that one up as well. All right, we drew Halfling, so I do what now? I can attack through this. So Horizon Canopy, let's crack that. Drew Thalia. All right, just keep attacking with Sam. Green, Ancient Stirrings, Arcbound Ravager. All right, so we die now, right? Oh no, they're 1 mana short of being able to animate Inkmoth Nexus and attack with it. Yep, there's Ravager. So then they go make another counter, make 5 counters here, and then they just get an absurd amount of counters. All right, Vial, put in Delighted Halfling. Take this one up to 2, leave the other one the same. Then we drew a Ghost Quarter. That does actually blow up one of the Inkmoths, although they can animate both of them. But then they have to Ravager onto only one of them. All right, so this can't attack anymore because they can just make Thopters. So we go Ghost Quarter, and then I guess I'm just going to play Thalia in case they draw, I don't know, Ozolith, Shattered Spire, Ancient Stirrings, etc. And then we just pass the turn. So then Hangerback goes to 5 counters. They're sacking it now. making a bunch of Thopters. So Ravagers on 4, the 5 Thopters in the air alone will kill us. Yeah, attacking with all the Thopters, we can't block any of them. We go down to 13. Patchwork Automaton. Hangerback Walker. So this is a 2-2. All right, well, we're really, really dead here. What could get me out of this? Definitely want this one to stay on 2. The other one, even if I draw Sarah Paragon, I'm not getting anything back with it. I guess I would Vial it in and then get back like a land. So let's take this one up. Well, it's a Samwise. So let's see. This can't attack into them because they can block with Hangerback Walker. So my only recourse is to what? Swing with this, and then if they block it, I get it back. Then what? Nothing. Doesn't matter. All right, Gonjo Castle, and then just pass the turn, I suppose. Urza's Saga. What are they doing? They're casting Shadow Spear. Equip Shadow Spear here, and then they can just Ravager onto it. Yeah, all right, they've got it. There's no way out. So sideboarding. Definitely Path, definitely March. They may not have an answer to Worship, although they probably will just have Haywire Might. Creatures can't be cast or enter from the graveyard. That does nothing. So all of this doesn't do anything. Let's see. For the most part, these cards don't do jack against them. A lot of my cards don't do anything against them. So I guess Elesh Norn is an option for just like double solituding stuff. What else? They barely interact with you at all. So like Giver of Runes is almost worthless. I guess you can give your guys like pro colorless and block huge stuff. So like multiple spells in a turn, not really. I guess it slows them down. Boromir doesn't really do anything. This gets back what? They're mostly not killing our creatures. They're mostly just doing stuff on their own. They have Ballista, but that's it. So this is mostly irrelevant. What else? Thalia basically doesn't do much. Only if I get it down early enough to stop like them from casting Hardened Scales and such. That is essentially irrelevant. All right, let's run this. All right, on the play for game 2. Man, like this hand has a curve, but we're not affecting them in any way other than just the one Solitude. It has Beseiju as well to kill Hardened Scales, I guess. But like, it's just so unproactive. Let's say they go like, you know, land Hardened Scales. We go Beseiju that, and then we have to evoke Solitude to kill their first thing. And then we're just not doing anything. I hate keeping hands that are, I hope I draw the things I need in the hand. What is this hand basically? It's like turn 1 Vial, and then they go Scales, right? And then you go Beseiju that. I guess I'm keeping it. All right. They started off with Gemstone Caverns, and they're exiling what? A land. All right, Razor Verge, Aether Vial, go ahead. Green for Stirrings. They found Welding Jar. Cast Welding Jar. Play Urza's Saga. Oh my god, that alone can kill us. So I have to Beseiju that. Yeah, I have to Beseiju that. All right, this up to a counter. So land, and I guess we stop in their draw step. Yeah, so pass it back. Beseiju this. They get a forest. Plays Copperline Gorge. Plays Ravager with no scales in play. All right. Activate Vial. Put in Delighted Halfling. Then tick this up to 2. Huh. So I'm just going to cast Solitude next turn, right? So let's play this and play Giver of Runes and then pass. Horizon Canopy. Sack Canopy. Okay, we somehow won that. Game 3, same stuff. Yeah, game 3, same stuff. Run it back. I guess their hand was just really dependent on Urza's Saga, and when I got rid of it, their hand just fell apart. All right, this hand also has a Beseiju, but not the mana to use it if we don't draw another land. It has turn 1 Vial with some stuff, not really anything that actually wins though. So this hand is like turn 1 Vial, turn 2. If we don't draw a land for Beseiju, then we can't interact with them. So we just play Beseiju and just play Malira or something. It's pretty poor. It doesn't have any interaction with them other than this one Beseiju. And Samwise doesn't get Beseiju back because it's from the battlefield. I'm going to mull this. Well, it only has 1 land in it, so we're mulling this. Yeah, we're mulling this. All right, keep. What am I putting back? Ghost Quarter and... hang on. So I'm going turn 1 Halfling or March, and then I can go like Ghost Quarter, Sam, get the Ghost Quarter back. But Beseiju is the only thing that answers Scales. Oh no, March also answers Scales, but it answers it slower. I have to put 2 cards back. It's so rough. All right. I can put back the Plains, and I don't want to put a land back. I guess the Delighted Halfling is the card that does the least in this hand, but it's necessary for the curve of Ghost Quarter, but Ghost Quartering their land is not great to begin with. All right, let's put Delighted Halfling back. Done. Horizon Canopy. Play Scales. All right, Canopy, and then I can just kill this right now if I'm willing to get rid of a card. I go March, get rid of Giver of Runes. That's probably correct. All right, pass it back to them. Urza's Saga. Never mind, I'm marching that. March that to deny the mana this turn, and then Beseiju the Scales next turn. Springleaf Drum. Drew Norn. All right, Ghost Quarter. Stop on their draw step. Yeah, Ghost Quarter, stop on their draw step. Beseiju kills Hardened Scales. Beseiju the Hardened Scales. All right, we got rid of Saga and Scales. Hangerback Walker for 1. Tap 4. Ravager for 1. Okay, not so bad. All right, deploy a Giver of Runes. If I float a mana and Ghost Quarter my own land, and then I go get a basic, so I have a floating mana and a basic, and then I Samwise get a land back. No, then I'm down to the same amount of lands. Okay, yeah. So just play Giver of Runes pass. Green. Activate Walker. 2 mana. Play another Walker. And then tap even more for Shadow Spear. Okay. There's a 3rd land. So let's just play another Giver. Yeah, just play another Giver. And pass. So let's see. Ravager can get really, really big. Oh, there's Inkmoth Nexus. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Equip Shadow Spear to this Walker. I guess I'll block here and pro colorless this one. Block here, target that, give it pro colorless. So I take 1 damage. So at this point, I can never tap out for Ghost Quarter because I always have to be able to kill Inkmoth Nexus. All right, so Ghost Quarter the Inkmoth, Samwise get Ghost Quarter back. Then I don't have the mana for Path to Exile. I probably just need to Path the Ravager right now, right? Before these things get even more out of hand. So I go Path Ravager, they do whatever it is they do. And then I still have Ghost Quarter up to blow up Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, Path Ravager. So yeah, tick up Hangerback Walker, and now they can sack for 4 Thopters total if they want to do that. All right, so they just let it get killed, and then they modular onto one of them. Or no, they just sack it, and then modular onto one of them. All right, and then I just got to keep passing and then just blocking one of these things. Tapped Copperline, plays Ozolith. All right, that's pretty bad. So they can go this plus tap one of them to give this one 2 counters. All right, so we just block with both and give each other one pro colorless. So here, give it pro colorless. Here, give that one pro colorless. And then we just take no damage, but they gain life. Or no, they don't gain any life either. All right, back to us. They didn't even use Ozolith. Horizon Canopy. So Elvish Norn's a card we can play, but what am I doing with that? Alternatively, I just go sack Canopy, put Samwise into play, get Canopy back. But I can do that all at instant speed anyway, so let's just pass. Put a counter on Hangerback, or 2 counters on Hangerback rather. Hardened Scales. Things get even worse. Put more counters here. 6, 6 lifelink trample. And this one. All right, Norn is just not going to cut it. So let's just sack, draw a card. There's Sarah Paragon. So then we go Sam, get back the land. And then, I don't know, this one's the Ring Bearer. So then block. We get a free block here and somewhat of a block here. So block here. So block here and block here. And this one gives this one pro colorless. And this one gives this one pro colorless. And we take 4 trample damage. Back to us. Questing Beast. So I can play Sarah Paragon, but then the only permanent in my graveyard is Beseiju. So land. I can't race them with Questing Beast. I guess Questing Beast is a better damage absorption. Well, it's the same damage absorption with Sarah Paragon as well, right? Yeah, so let's just go Sarah Paragon. And we have to take damage off of these canopies. And then I can attack with this, and then we go block here, pro. Swing, I guess. I just shouldn't even. I'm never going to race them, so on the off chance that they have some kind of removal. QB kills with Death Touch, wouldn't it be better? Oh, it does have Death Touch. Well, the problem is, like, even if I do that, then I go, oh, congrats, I Death Touched you. Now you split into 5 Thopters, and those just kill me. Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, so the problem is, like, it's actually even worse for me if they split up into multiple Thopters, because then I can only block 1 Thopter and all the rest hit me. So they got Haywire Might, which actually doesn't have a target on our side of the field. Put counters here. This is if the thing dies, you gain the life, right? When this permanent is put into a graveyard, exile it, gain 2. I thought it made servos. No, it makes Thopters, but even if it made servos, it would still be a problem. Swing there. So we go block here and here, and then we go colorless. So this makes this pro colorless, and this makes this pro colorless. And we absorb 6 of the damage and take 3. Haywire Might. They're going to grow that. So back to us. All right, so we got a Ghost Quarter. I can just play Beseiju from my graveyard, which I guess I should. So play Beseiju from the yard, and then I can play Norn and be at 4. Play Norn. And then I can survive another hit, I think. And then I basically just, like, absolutely need to draw Solitude. So pass it back to them. So the highest damage absorption is this plus this. Yeah, grow the hanger back up to an 8/8. So thankfully only one of them is trample. So I put Norn here, and I put this somewhere. So they can put what? Like, they can Ozolith this up to 10, or up to an 11/11. And then I have to double block it and chump this on the hanger back over here. Yeah, so put 3 more counters there. Oh, it's a 12/12, sorry. Oh, we've got something else too. Colorless, colorless. What is this? Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on this. Oh, no, it's the Ozolith, okay. But it's just a weird version of it. Hanger back, put a counter. Very well. They didn't attack. All right, so back to us. Beseiju doesn't actually help because I can't blow these up or we die. Yikes. This can attack them and then they just block and become a bajillion Thopters, so that doesn't help. What the heck else can we do? Beseiju on something. So play Ghost Quarter. So okay, this becomes a 15 power creature, and then this attacks us and we absorb 11 of it and take 4 and die. So I actually have to block it with this, and another creature. So we're going to lose one of our Giver of Runes. Unless I play Questing Beast, but then Questing Beast death touches it, and then it splits into 10,000 Thopters. So alternatively what? If I play the Questing Beast, then I can't. Then it takes me a damage to channel Beseiju. So let's say I Beseiju this in combat, right? Oh no, I Beseiju I can Beseiju the Shadow Spear so they don't trample me. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So let's play Questing Beast, and then just pass. And then they'll attack, and then we'll go Chump, Pro Colorless, Beseiju the Shadow Spear. Yep, more and more counters. Activates the Ozolith. Put some counters on there. Swing, block. Actually, no. I'm going to block here. And then I'm going to Beseiju this Shadow Spear. And then I'm just not going to save this so that I can replay Sam from the graveyard with Sarah Paragon. All right, Sam dies. 4 mana. They just have Ballista. Okay. Well, then we would have been dead regardless of what happened. Why are they not doing it now? We drew Solitude. Cast Sam from the graveyard. Or no, if I do that, then I can't cast Solitude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Christ. So, okay. They're going to shoot us at some point. I have no attacks. So they go, shoot you with Ballista, and then I go, in response to one of them, I can't even respond, right? Because that has 4 counters on it. So if I Solitude one of my own guys, they just always can respond by shooting me with the rest of the Ballista counters. Why did they not just shoot me immediately? Why would you give me hope, opponent? I can draw with Canopy so that I can evoke Solitude. Draw with Canopy. All right. What's the timing window on this? They go shoot me, I go to 2, shoot me, I go to 1, shoot me, and then they still have a counter on it. All right. Evoke Solitude. All right, so they're doing it now. Why didn't they just do it on their turn? I had no cards in my hand. Draw with Canopy. I don't know. Shoot us again. Samwise from the graveyard to do nothing. What was the point of the slow roll? Seriously. All right, so that was green and white D&T. I think once again, it's got the problem of it's just been left behind by Modern Horizons cards. The D&T strategy just does not work in Modern anymore. For one thing, like Aether Vial is just so slow and bad now. The only decks that it's actually good in are Merfolk and Goblins has a turn 3 combo kill, and Merfolk has a lot of blue disruption in counterspells and whatnot. It also just kills a lot faster with multiple, like 12 to 16 lords than this deck does. And there's just a lot of like slow as hell synergy stuff going on here, like Samwise, where you need to have a ton of mana in order to do something with it. These Giver and Halfling are basically like completely at odds with what each one wants to do. So the deck felt very awkward. Like sometimes you would get the hands where you would go turn 2 Arbiter and then you would lock out the opponent and Ghost Quarter them out of the game. And then sometimes you just don't have Arbiter, or you have Arbiter but you don't have Ghost Quarter, or you just have like all this other stuff in the deck that doesn't work together a lot of the time. And you have stacks pieces that work against some decks and not others. Like this works, like these guys work against Cascade, for example, but they don't work against much of anything else. Thalia works against spell decks, but doesn't work against creature decks, or even decks that are half creatures and half spells. This doesn't work against decks that don't search, or even they can just search before you even put Arbiter down. So yeah, it felt very awkward.